It's been a little while since we've had some scrapyard fun, so I thought I would share this recent unload, mostly computer shells. You may recognize one of those down there as the computer shell that burned up, that was in a fire, and we were trying to figure out if it started the fire or was just part of the fire. And let's see, yeah, I don't think that's, I think that's the only interesting, unusual one in there. Oh yeah, and that the one that was kind of a weird computer. It didn't have much of a face on it. It was a really tough steel shell. That's in this load too. You'll also notice there towards the back, that pink thing, that's a helium bottle. So it's literally helium steel. But that's just a helium bottle for, filling party balloons and such. When I bring those bottles here, they want them to have a hole in them, so I used my rock hammer to punch a couple of holes in it so that they know that it's not still pressurized. I put the hard hat on because this guy next to me was being a bit wild throwing stuff around when I first came in, so I just figured I'd be a little careful around this guy. It used to be those were parts to a, metal detector.
Yeah, I knew that.
I know that there are some folks that literally just let the stuff fall out of the back of the truck right there. And some folks have asked me, why do I go through the trouble to throw the metal up on the pile like I do? To me, it just seems I'm trying to be courteous to the folks that are going to come behind me. And if I can chuck this stuff, which is not really that heavy, no single piece is all that heavy, and if I can chuck it up onto the pile or back a bit further, it's a cleaner approach for folks to back their trucks into. They don't have to worry about running over scrap metal. And the guys that are running the steel pile don't have to bring in the bobcat as much to push stuff out of the way in order to make room for people to come in. So, to me, it just sort of makes a lot of sense to do that. That's kind of important for me to do that. Now, here's where the real weight is. Each one of these mailboxes is full of small metal bits, nuts and bolts and small brackets and things like that. And they get pretty heavy, 30, 40 pounds, some of them. So what I'm doing is just convenient that somebody put this wicker metal frame furniture right there. So I'm dropping the mailboxes into that frame so that they don't just pop open and spill all those nuts and bolts and screws and nails and things all over the place. They'll be contained inside of that, and hopefully the guy operating the steel pile will see that and not just tip it when he's pushing stuff out of the way. But it's a good way to deal with your small bits. Mailboxes are very convenient for me because the mailbox man gives them to me. He repairs mailboxes, so I get a lot of the mailboxes that have been junked. The aluminum mailboxes get sold as aluminum. These are all steel. And it's funny because this scrapyard will take them from me with no issue at all. I have another scrapyard that they refuse to take them. They say they're not allowed to. I don't know what that's all about, but you know, I'm SMR certified. I'm a scrapyard just like them, but I think they're guys that work the field don't know that. So.
Have a good day, man.
I noticed something really interesting. The building in front of me is where they put a lot of the aluminum and some of the copper stuff. And they've got their baler over on the left side there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a lot of empty bins there, a lot of empty area that would normally be really full of aluminum. So I just thought it was really interesting because I've never seen their aluminum bins, storage areas quite so empty. So they must have just had a really good sell-off, a really good deal, and now they need to start loading up again. Always interesting when I see something like that. It just catches my eye. We had a surprisingly good load today, 500 pounds. I think most of it was those mailboxes full of nuts and bolts and screws and nails and small brackets and things like that. So 500 pounds. Now, unfortunately, the price went down this week. Yeah, we're down to 8.25 cents a pound. So this was a $41.25 load. Hey, you know, it's not bad. It's my cast-offs. It's waste product from what I'm normally doing. So I'm getting paid for what would otherwise be my trash. But yeah, I hate to see that price go down. Last week it was 9.25 a pound. So, oh well. All right, well, we're going to go in and get paid. You all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all again in the future.